Hello. Hi, everyone. So I had to move the camera because I was taking photos of the stone lantern and the goldenrod painting. Yeah, I'm tiny, Mal. So I think I need to lower the camera. Let's do that. I didn't sit down and check. Which one is this? It's this one. I think that's better. Let's just kick that a little bit that way. And we'll see if that looks better. That's better, I think. Is that better? You could tell us if you shrank, no judgment. Because, like, this is all in above chat. So I think that's good. And I do want to say I did consider doing an 1824 for this painting. I considered it. But then I picked up the 1114, so it's an 1114. Alright, where is my image? There is my image. Thanks, iPad. We have a 27-month resub from SomberMake91. Thank you, good morning. Such a pretty underpainting. I toned the canvas last night, and I did it, like, not just in a wash. I, like, gave it some texture. So it kind of has this, like, 90s backdrop photo thing going on that they'd, like, hang behind people to take photos. It's just a bit lighter. And this is a really bouncy canvas because I fixed it because it was really loose. So this is going to be the start of our painting today. And this is what I'm painting. Is this... There is some paint on this iPad screen. Just scratch that off the glass. So this is, let's show it without the grid lines. This is what I'm painting. It is fall leaves in water, so there's like ripples. That's what the white part is, you can kind of see, and there's bubbles. Jess says, look out, Jared, new drummer in town. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to be painting. This is a photo I took back in November when I was out for a walk. And I took a bunch, but this one I liked a lot, and I ended up zooming in a lot, so it's like, thank you, Chess. It's very, very low resolution, because I cropped in a lot. So this is what I'm going to be working on. And we're not doing this alla prima like we did for the goldenrod last week, so that's fine. Lunar says those little bubbles are going to be real cool. I think so too. They reminded me of the drops on the dew painting I did where I had the grass and there was like the little drops of water. And I was like, ah. Seffi says, strap in for 2 months of this. I hope not. I want to finish this painting sooner for reasons. There's reasons I want this painting done. So, we're hoping that I have it done sooner than that. Maybe we'll kind of push through it and do some extra streams. We'll see. No straight lines, that's good at least. Yeah. So we are going to grid this. Do you show up? You don't show up at all. Okay, we gotta use a different chalk. You? Oh, you show up. Do you erase cleanly, though? That's a better question. Reasons for doing things are suspicious. Well... yeah. Okay, you erase cleanly. We'll use this. But circles, get out your protractors and compasses. They're ellipses, which is worse. So... And I do kind of wish I had done this on 1824 canvas. But also, not. Oh, this chalk pastel keeps breaking. Don't do that. Please give me just a sharp tip, thank you. Alright, let's break out the ruler. Vagabond says, there's still time to change what canvas you're working on. That's true, but I toned this canvas, and I didn't tone in 1824. And like, I could, but I'm not going to. I have a lot of 1824s, to be honest. All right, so we are going to grid this. And I'm just trying to give myself an idea right now of where things are, so later I'll probably regrid it and redraw it, but that's how things tend to go for me. I will just drop this ruler down. I did skip one because my thumb was right over that number. I couldn't quite see which line was the 4-inch mark. Sappy says, ellipses, my god. So here's the thing. I could draw this on the 1824 canvas and then tone it and do an underpainting all in one go. But I really like this. It's like feathery and it's fun. So that's why I'm going to stick with it. And this one will not be as rigid of a painting as the stone lantern. Because like, I mean, there's some pine needles that are straight lines, but they don't have to be perfect. They're pine needles. So we're going to be slightly looser with this one than we were the stone lantern, but like, I'm still gridding it. And then I have to decide which way I want it to be up. There is reasons that I have to decide that, because like where the leaves are gonna sit, it's probably not gonna make that much of a difference in the end, but it's fine. We can always donate to rotate the canvas, right? As long as I can rotate my image I'm working on. Or rotate the iPad. So I know Steven will tell this story tonight on stream, but I'm going to tell it now. We had to have our car towed last night. One of our friends from Myrtle Beach was in town and we went to get dinner, and on the way our car started to overheat. So he posted it on Instagram already too, so it's not like secret news. But I think it's related to the thermal control valve that we had fixed last week or the week before. So we'll see what they say. I wonder if they've called him yet. I don't know. I didn't have a chance to talk to him before I started streaming. So we had to do like an after hours drop. I shouldn't have fed the car that new spicy gasoline. Mr. Deathkill says praying that the valve is still under warranty. So the thermal control valve that we had fixed last week was, and this is also having to do with the thermal control stuff. So it's similar related, and I think it's because of one that they missed something, or maybe there's like an air bubble in the cooling line that got messed up when they did stuff. So I don't know. I think it's related. We'll see what they have to say. You know, I don't need this plugged in during stream. It just needs to be plugged in later. All right, so we did our grid. The day I took this photo, I had gone out for a walk, and I was totally soaked. I didn't bring a jacket. My shoes were like, there was a point where I was walking up a hill and the water was just streaming down the hill and I could like feel it flowing through the shoes. Like it was really, really rainy this day. So that was really great. This feels right. We're gonna go with this. All right, we're gonna do a rough block in with the chalk. Switch to pencil if I have one. Do I? I might. And then we are going to start blocking this in with more of an underpainting. And that's my hope for today, is that I get the underpainting in. The bad thing about doing an 11:14 canvas is there are more boxes than an 8x10 canvas. So I have more boxes to deal with. Oh no, don't do that. Zoom in. That's what we want. So like there's one leaf here. And because I know I'm going to end up redrawing this, I'm not going to be super perfect about it. That's what I tell myself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can count. So there's a lovely little bubble right here. One, two, three. Pine needle. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Kinda? Jet. So we didn't learn from Don't Think Just Paint. We're still trying to do that. This is just a little bit more in between both. And that's fine. I had a dream I was teaching last night and like had a classroom full of high schoolers. And my thought was, I need to get this painting done. How am I going to do this? I'm trying to teach them how to do something, but I have to finish this painting and we can't use acrylic because I can't trust them with acrylic yet. Box, stem, a little bit. Vagabond. Twitch chat is basically a high school classroom. Part of me is realizing how detailed this painting is now that I'm drawing it. These boxes are small, and there is a lot in each box. Alright, there's a bubble that sits here. I don't love how the drawing is going, so I think I might just underpaint it instead of drawing it. Lunar Pearl. Still time to make a bigger grid. Still time to pull out an 1824 canvas. Miss Valerie, can I go to the bathroom? I did a, what's the word that they call it? Not student teaching, but like pre-student teaching, where you still go into a classroom at a Montessori school. And they used first names for their teachers at that school. And I thought that was really interesting. I liked that a lot. And I was kind of sad when I started teaching and I was at a normal school where they use last names for teachers. Alright, I'm going to be using burnt umber for the dark parts and sienna for the light parts. This is burnt umber on here already. This is the color I went with for the tone. Sienna is warmer. It's like orangey, and umber is more like chocolate. Could make a fake name up. Nothing's stopping you. Renee says, meanwhile, when Maddie moved here, she got in trouble for not saying yes, ma'am. She was like, I had no idea. See, that was wild to me too, as someone who is coming from Wisconsin to teach in South Carolina, is like, I had students get yelled at by their parents for not responding to me with yes, ma'am, like at parent-teacher conferences. And I was like, they really don't need to say that, like, it's fine. Alright, we're starting with umber, because sometimes I find working in the darker shadows is best. And then working our way to highlights. Renee said she wasn't being disrespectful. She just didn't say ma'am. And the teacher was like, I will tell your mom. And I'm like, okay, she was fine. I'm sure there's some stories I've forgotten from teaching that were wild. Okay, I want this image to be black and white for this part. Let's change that. Edit. Filters. There we go. So I think I'm going to do all of this with this. How dark are we? I think we're too dark. And then after I do that, I think I might do a wash in burnt sienna to fill in all of the lighter parts and then do kind of the mid-ground between. That's what I'm thinking. We're still too dark. We need a lot more glazing liquid. When I was cleaning up the table here today, before I started, I put like all the extra tubes of paint away from the goldenrod painting. Put all my paint markers back here where I keep them and just kind of like cleaned up the space. I was like, oh, I'm almost out of titanium white. It's like, there's like barely anything in this. So I had to get a new box out, and that was like 2 seconds before the timer ran out. Okay, I think this is good. What brush do I want to use? This is an underpainting. Don't let it be too perfect. I think I want a round. What round though? Let's see. How do I feel about this? I think I feel okay about that. All right. Let's make a nice puddle of this paint so it can like kind of keep its open time longer so it doesn't dry out on me. All right. Let's hope I don't hate this. So I'm just doing the same thing I was doing with chalk, but going box by box for the underpainting. And I'm not doing every detail with this. I'm not doing it like a grease eye. I'm just kind of doing some of the basic shapes. If I was doing the grease eye, that would be complicated and hard, and I would probably be upset. That would be a lot more technical, which is why I did some of the grease eye off camera. I should have pulled my hair back too. I have a few bobby pins in here. I could pull my hair back still, so it's not like end of the world. And I might do that just because I took a shower this morning and I don't need my hair to have burnt umber in it. Oh, so the bad thing about our car being in the shop is I was supposed to go do a bike ride tomorrow. And I was supposed to go do a bike ride on Sunday, so we're hoping the car gets fixed today. Because I had plans. And Sunday's ride, I might be able to do if everyone else is willing to switch where we're riding. Let's see, is that gonna stay on me? We'll see. No bike. Yeah, I'm sad. I already told my friends, I was like, I might be out. And they were like, let us know. Oh, that's an awful noise. Don't do that. Leonard, you want me to tell the car guys to hurry up? Yeah, could you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Dishnet says it's 84 today, and that's an improvement. Still waiting for it to cool off in Michigan. Ooh. I haven't talked to Carly about the temperature there yet. She messaged me this morning about a book we had as children. So I haven't talked to her about anything else. Got all the paint off the palette knife. Now we can go to this. You can see it start to build. Like, you can see this leaf right here, and like these leaves starting to build in. How's the niece doing? Growing super fast, I'm sure. She's perfect. Carly sends me photos, and she has these beautiful little round cheeks, and she's like perfect little round baby, and I adore her, and I can't wait to see her. I mean, I'm sure I'm biased, like, but there has never been a more perfect baby. I'll show you my baby photos. I think I painted that bubble a little crooked. It's fine. This is an underpainting. Alright, so we have that. And nothing in the rest of this box. Or this box, for that matter. I love it when that happens. So that's there. This does that. And then comes up in there. And then I can do that. Leaves. Okay, let's work. I can do 4 boxes. All right, so here we have another one of these bubbles. We have a 27-month resub from Noah. Good morning, Noah. I hope you're having a good Friday. Yeah, I painted that a little crooked. That's fine. We'll fix it later. So under this guy is another leaf.
Chris, hey man, good job. Keeping it down. Alfredo Vega on the drums. And I'll say it, Brian. You don't have to say it. My name's Robbie Benson. Thank you so much for coming out and listening to us. Boy, we had a blast. That was a lot of fun. Let's give it up for Nate over here doing the sound. And the guy was crazy enough to let us do this. Hey, thank you. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. We're hoping to do it again soon. Well, we have to walk up the stage first.
All right, where was I in this guy? This guy was coming down this way. Did that work? Yeah, it did work. Okay, so we kind of have this quadrant done. I'm like, I didn't quite paint these pine needles in. I'm like, there's one here. Or like any detail on these leaves. That helps. I wish I would have numbered these boxes. Do I want to work down or across? Down, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is all dark. And then we get this like flowery shaped leaf. This brush has been really good for this because it's just sharp enough that I can kind of do some points. I don't like how this is shaping up at all. It's fine. Chess says Elspeth wants everyone to know quite loudly that the door is always closed, that the door that is always closed is currently still closed. She's so squeaky, I love her. That's better. Okay. That is more accurate to the shape. She is the door. I did forget that there's another leaf on this box. Lunar Pearl, thank you for the update, Elspeth. All right, this one is that. So this is where these come in. And I forgot that there is a leaf here too. Just pull some of that paint back. Blob, dark, and then leaf. There's also a leaf down here. Well, totally forgot this guy sits here. It's okay. This is underpainting. We will let it be underpainting. A lot of these are oak leaves. My chair unlocked and rolled back. I was turning to look at the alert. We have a 2-month resub from Space Cat Zero. Good morning. It startled me. Woo! Fun. This chair has always done that. Every so often it like works the lockout so that it's like it's locked, right? Like it only goes back this far. But the lock gets moved and then it rocks really far back and I feel like I'm going to fall. It's done this ever since I've used it. Ooh, we have another bubble to paint. One, two, three, four. Here's the bubble. I don't think I did that quite right. That's fine. Okay, we got like the first 4 this way, so now we're gonna scroll back up to the top. Nope, nope. That image. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like how complicated it is up there. Maybe we'll work from the bottom. Kind of fill in the puzzle pieces in reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I can do that. Yamadorgan, are you okay? Lunar. Oh, that's a far lean. It is when you're not expecting it. Swordmaster guy says, this is appropriate. It's raining where I live today. I'm so jealous. It is so hot here. Oh, we have another bubble right here. this leaf. One, two, three. This line is nowhere near where I want it to be. It's kind of more squiggly than it should be. Whoops. Okay, if you are here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Up. So you should be here. Next bubble. Maybe I should have done all the bubbles first. But there's not much going on between these two. Like there's ripples in the water here, but they're not bubbles. So maybe that's just what I'll paint. Yeah, I don't like how I did this line at all. It needs to be smoother. This is starting to come together. You can start to see it. That's when I start realizing what I've done. That's fine. This here. Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you hear about our car yet?
I called them.
And what'd they say?
They said they'd call us.
Okay. I don't love that news.
I also spent a period of time chatting with Target.
Yeah.
Did you hear the thing that Target is doing?
I don't know.
If you ordered a Switch 2 from Target, like you pre-ordered it,
Okay.
and it arrived late, which ours did,
Uh-huh.
they are giving people $50 eShop gift cards.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I have not received anything about that.
Okay.
And I know that I returned it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I'm like, well, that's probably why I didn't receive anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent them a message and did a little virtual chat with them and explained, like, hi, yes, I did return this, but I also went out the morning of and stood in line and, you know, had to get a Switch that way because the pre-order was late.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you returned it, so you can't get the gift card. And I was like, yes, I am aware. I am aware the item was returned. The part that you're missing is that, like, I bought it from Target. Like, I would not have had to have went out the morning of
If you had been.
if it had arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a kind of a key detail of this story, is that yes, it was returned. And they're like, but you returned it. And I was like, okay, just for argument's sake, those things don't have to be returned until July. I said, so it does seem as though if I would have waited to return it, if I would have waited until July to return it, I would have received the gift card.
Yeah.
I was like, so I returned it because I bought one, because I had to go buy one. It's like, it kind of seems like I should be eligible for the gift card. And the person was like, let me check with so-and-so to find out. And I said, okay. And then they were gone for 10 minutes, and then they came back and they said, you returned it. I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, we don't get a $50 eShop gift card.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, YOLP says you returned, but bought one in its place. Target didn't lose out. Correct. Target still got their money. The only thing that happened is I also had to wake up at, 4:30 a.m. So I'm perplexed that they didn't be like, oh, okay. Like, I have the receipt. I can prove that I did buy the new one from Target. And it's very upsetting to know that if I just would have waited an extra 2 weeks to return it, we would have gotten a gift card out of it. And I'm like, wow, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so shout out to everyone who did get a gift card. That's good. And then shout out to Target for being the worst. Alright, whatever. How's your painting going?
Fine.
Good. You need anything? You want to drink?
I'll take some water.
Do you have a...
My silver water bottle's on the nightstand.
Okay. I'm gonna go get it.
Goodbye.
You want ice?
I'll have a little, yeah. This is the perfect song right now. I kind of wish I would have done it in 1824. Should have listened to us. Maybe. I'm just like doing these endless boxes. Kind of like, where am I on this? Here. Here. That was way too high up. Loop, loop up, come down.
Here you go. Where would you like this?
You can move anything and put it on a coaster. Any of those can move.
Okay.
Thanks.
The story has a happy ending, though.
Okay.
The happy ending is that we had pre-ordered Donkey Kong from Target, and I canceled that pre-order, and I will give Costco my money instead.
Okay.
That's the happy ending. Looks good now.
Thank you.
Reminds me of a like a coffee painting. You know, when people do like watercolor with coffee grounds,
Yeah.
you know, but without the scent.
I mean, it will be fall colors when I'm done.
I thought you were gonna be like, no, it'll be coffee scented. I was like, oh, okay.
But not yet because I'm doing an underpainting.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye. I don't know if this bubble should be here. I think it is wrong. It's kind of there. Whoops. Scratch and sniff painting. Let's put coffee grounds into it. Crosshair. We're almost done. I just kind of have like this to fill in. So that one's there. This one sits here. And this one sits on top of a leaf, so it's kind of hard to see. Okay, just this part now. So that does that. This gets filled in. This ends here, that ends there. Okay, that's the underpainting. So you can kind of see some of the bubbles in there, in the leaves. So my next goal, let's undo this filter. Filter, original. So my next goal is probably to what are we at, 90 minutes? I gotta do the edges too, so that can dry before next time. So I think my plan next time is probably to pick specific colors and block those in. I'm trying to decide how I want to work on this. So let's put my photo up. This has the grid lines on it, and that's okay. So I think what I want to do is all of the dark water parts that are really deep is just kind of fill those in first. No, I don't. No. I want to do all of these medium ones where it's like almost pure burnt umber pigment and fill those in. And then I think from there I want to work light into my saturated colors. And then I want to work into the dark colors because like if I do this leaf here, it sits right here on the painting, I can paint that it's burnt sienna color. And then when I start to get into the dark water where I'm painting the darker parts and the water around it, I can fade it up into that leaf and make this transition good. Now, all of the bubbles are going to be like a last minute thing because they're going to end up getting painted over probably. Unless I start to bring in them as I'm doing stuff. There's so many ways you can go about this. So, we have a lot of things we could do. Don't think, just paint. I'm trying. But I have a good, like, block in of space. So, like, I can see that this guy here is like this leaf right here, and I can see where stuff starts to fill in. So I have like a good, it's like putting the pieces of a puzzle down. You can see like the edges of the puzzle starting to come together. And I can start to see like, okay, well here's this bubble and that's that bubble. And then this bubble is here. And so I can start to see and fill in and work around that. I have everything else to reference and figure out the spacing of it. So we're gonna do the edges, and that'll probably be a good spot for today. And I do have this photo zoomed out, but I don't know where it is. I'd have to probably scroll through it on my phone because the iPad does not have everything. And that would tell me what is around this. Do I want to grab that zoomed out? Or do I just want to make this up as I go? I'll probably make it up as I go. So I'm just trying to wrap the different parts of it around. So I can see how those leaves wrap. And then I can kind of just invent new leaves, like this one here. And then we'll just rotate and do the same down here. So this is probably some sort of like aspen leaf, so it needs to be pointy. And then we had this pine needle. We have a 27-month resub from KJ the Quiet One. Good morning. What am I looking at here? That leaf does that. Okay. And top. Camera definitely pan too high. Well, I'm really slunk down in my seat right now so I can see this. Also, dang, I am suddenly very hungry. Shrink, she's too embarrassed to admit it. That should work. Okay. So those are all the wrapped edges. You can see how it just continues on the sides. Let's get the top or the bottom. There we go. So that's it. And they have a lot of extra burnt umber that I have no reason for, that I don't need to keep for anything. So, where's my paint sheet? Way over there. This is the paint sheet. This is just all paint. And then I just paint more on it whenever I have extra paint I don't need to keep. So all of this extra underpainting, I'm just going to put on top of it. There. So now all that brown for the underpainting is on this. And that can dry. And let's get my hands cleaned so I don't get this anywhere. And then I'll show it again before we turn it off, but I'm gonna let it sit right side up and dry out while we talk about things that are coming up. So, tonight, we are back to Odyssey on Steven's channel. When I lean back, only my chin is visible. Like, this is my normal sitting height, and I still think it is high up, yes. So, I can probably move it down a little bit, and it shouldn't affect the time-lapse Dan makes too much. But tonight we're back to Odyssey on Steven's channel. I'm excited about that. Looking forward to it, because we are into my favorite kingdom. And I don't know about Steven and Friends. You can ask him tonight if there's something. He may not know, because that's Dan's scheduling. Dan said he, I think, is done with the time lapse for the stone lantern, but I need to get him the Redbubble file for the end shot. And I took some photos, which is why my camera's changed from last week. But I didn't like them, so I need to try scanning it, even though it's too big for the scanning bed scanner. That's the word. So we're gonna try and scan it and see. So once I have that set, I can give that to Dan, and I'll have the time lapse for the stone lantern, and then that'll come out. Monday, I will be playing Jungle Book on the Switch, but the original. I don't know, is it NES and Genesis that came out for? I'm not sure. So that'll be Monday night. We'll play that. Everything next week I think is normal. We'll continue this painting on Friday. Like I said, there's sort of a deadline on this painting. So, who knows, maybe I'll go live more and do some more paintings, like on weekday mornings or something. Sunday evenings, who knows. But there is kind of a deadline, so I do want to get this thing done. And it will be for sale. This one isn't for someone. It's just I have a reason to get it done. So, we will try and do that. So are we dry enough to set down? Nope, that's fine. It's an underpainting. It's not the actual. So here's our underpainting. Let's lock that so that's not confusing. Stream Wednesdays at 1. Nothing important going on then. I could stream before that and we could raid him. So you can see like some of the bubble detail. I know it's not in focus when I hold it closer. So that's it starting to come together for the underpainting. So I tried to do like some ripples and like here, like some ripples around some of the things. So that's our puzzle starting to get mapped out. It looks like wood. It kind of does. There's a nice quality about it. I'm glad I switched to painting the grid in, not the lines, but like the shapes in instead of doing them all in chalk and then painting. I could have probably softened some of these lines, but it doesn't matter. Gremlin hour stream? Maybe. We'll see. Probably not. I hope I can get more of this done like in normal hours. I should probably do that. Yeah, we'll do the roll. So tune in tonight for Odyssey. Like I said, it's my favorite kingdom in Odyssey, so I'm excited for Steven to see it. Tune in Monday for Jungle Book, and then next Friday we'll continue this. We'll start putting True Color on. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it evolves. And then we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll take a break from video games and paint Monday nights for a little bit. Don't know. Haven't figured it out. It doesn't matter. We'll do whatever we feel like. I think that's it. Thanks everyone for being here on a Friday morning. If you are in a part of the world that is under this ridiculous heat wave, I hope that you stay cool. And, I don't know. It's not been very fun here in Raleigh with how hot it is. So it's not fun to go outside and bike or run or whatever, or do anything really. I sat on the porch this morning and a little bit too hot. Just a little bit. So I'm gonna go have lunch because I'm suddenly hungry. And I hope you all have a good Friday and hope to see you tonight. Bye.